What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2016 movie Deadpool. So, in this movie, Wade Wilson, played by Ryan Reynolds, is trying to get revenge on the man who gave him mutant abilities and left him scarred and everything with like burn scars and stuff on him and turning him into a mutant after he agrees to be cured of cancer. And but he wants revenge because of the way he looks and stuff, because he feels like he can't go back to his normal life looking the way he does. But this is a really fun movie. It's been one of my favorites since it first came out. I really enjoyed it when it first came out. Although I will say it's not one of my most favorite movies in the X-Men franchise. I know a lot of people would actually probably have it really high in their X-Men franchise ranking, but it's like kind of in the middle for me, because there are a lot of other movies in the X-Men franchise that I find to be way more entertaining than this one. But it's still a pretty good movie. It has some good action and stuff, and the comedy in here is great. It's really funny and holds up pretty well for the most part. Ryan Reynolds is just absolutely perfect as Deadpool. It's like one of the characters that he's born to play, like he is Deadpool. I can't picture anybody else playing him, and Ryan Reynolds just does a really excellent job. I've never really been a huge fan of Ryan Reynolds, outside of a few movies that have come out since Deadpool and these movies, and there are a couple of pre-Deadpool Ryan Reynolds movies that I liked, but his career took a big boost after this movie came out and everything. He's been doing making a lot better choices and getting better roles since this one came out. But I really like him as Deadpool, though. I think he's perfect casting. He ranks up there with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, and Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and Ben Affleck as Batman is some of my favorite casted superheroes, and I think Ryan Reynolds is a perfect choice for Deadpool, though. I will say I really did like him, and I didn't know a lot about Deadpool before the movie came out, but I had heard things about Deadpool once the movie was like being promoted and stuff, and I had started hearing more about what Deadpool is like and everything. I actually did some research and read some of the Deadpool comics and stuff just to get prepared for the movie and everything, and of course you can only go so far with an R rating, but I still really enjoyed what we got with him. I think it's really well done and everything. But that being said, this isn't one of those movies that I like rewatching very often. As much as I love the character of Deadpool, watching the movie over and over again would probably I'd get really tired of it, to be honest. So I've only seen this movie like maybe 3 or 4 times and everything, and it's not one that I like to revisit very often. It's kind of like with X-Men First Class. That's another one that I loved it a lot when I first saw it, and I still think it's a good, solid movie. It just isn't one that's as rewatchable as some of the other movies in the franchise. But this is kind of a spin-off of the X-Men series, kind of like Wolverine had his own little spin-off films and everything. Hopefully we'll get a 3rd chapter. I don't know if we ever will get Deadpool 3, but I hope we do, and I hope that Disney doesn't neuter him. I'm really hoping that them adding the Netflix shows on Disney Plus is a sign that they are willing to have mature Marvel characters and stuff. I haven't watched much of those shows yet, but I've heard that they're really gritty and R-rated shows, so I'm hoping they don't water down Deadpool when they make another one, if they do. Now, there's been rumors that he'll show up in Multiverse of Madness. It'd be kind of interesting to see. I think Deadpool could be okay in the PG-13 world if he's like with the Avengers or other PG-13 superheroes, but if he's by himself, he needs to stay rated R. But who knows? We'll see where it goes. But as far as this movie goes, it's really entertaining, and it's a lot of fun. The visual effects in it are pretty good too. Like Colossus looks pretty good for being CGI and stuff. They did a good job on it. And I think it's because of smaller budget and everything. And I liked the other cast members in here, especially Marina Baccarin as Vanessa. I think she was really good in here. Now I liked Baccarin as Ajax, although he's just not the best villain. But he's fine for this first Deadpool movie. But he is kind of generic. My biggest complaint is TJ Miller as Weasel. Weasel just gets on my nerves really bad. And I don't really blame the character. I blame that more on TJ Miller because I just don't like him. There's something about TJ Miller that I just don't... He gets on my nerves really bad and everything. And I never have been a huge fan of him. So he kind of gets on my nerves. And I think that's another reason I don't like rewatching Deadpool as much, is because of how much I hate TJ Miller and everything. He's just one of the... Everybody has those actors that they can't stand watching them and stuff, and he's one of those actors that I just can't stand. I just don't think he's funny, and he's kind of annoying and everything. I will say that his chemistry with Ryan Reynolds was alright, and like their comedy worked together in a way, except at least Ryan Reynolds isn't obnoxious like he is, if that makes sense. He felt like he was trying to be a discount Ryan Reynolds and everything, like the way he was trying to play off him. Now, I don't know how to explain it. I don't like TJ Miller. I'll just say that. But I did like Negasonic Teenage Warhead, though. I thought she was pretty funny and everything. But yeah, so I'd say I'd give Deadpool an 8 out of 10. It's a decent movie. It's a fun movie and everything. It just isn't one that I like to revisit very often and everything. I just don't find it as rewatchable as some of the other X-Men movies or just other superhero movies in general. It's one of those that I don't mind watching it when I watch it. It just isn't one that I want to go out of my way to revisit very often and everything, which sucks because I really loved the movie when it first came out. I was really into it, and it just kind of died down after a while and everything. So but anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Deadpool, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Hee hee!